the most dangerous stool there is. So if you see me disappearing out of camera view, it's because it's all collapsed underneath me. But another Ducati episode. Wow, really going through this at a pace now, which is good. This is at the stage where I want it to be. Basically, this is a mammoth build, and it's taken up to now to get to the stage where we have the whole prototype. Yes, prototype. Making sure that's not falling. Oh gosh. So yes, this is a prototype because, so essentially what these are just plugs. What I'll have to do then, create molds from them and then create these out of carbon fibre themselves. So at the moment, they're just fiberglass and filler. So today's video is simply stripping it down. There are a lot of other things that we need to consider as well, such as the aluminium fuel tank that's going to go inside this. So this is just a shell. We need to consider where we're going to put all the mounts and everything for this front fairing and the tank. And also we need to build a skeletal system that sits underneath that so it supports it. So at the moment there's nothing under this. If you sit on it, it'll probably break it. So it needs to sit underneath that and hold the seat up proud. But for today's job, stripping the bike, let's do it. So I couldn't help but resist myself to try this rear hub that I had from Dome City Cycles just to see how it looks. It looks beautiful. I mean, it's not the right hub for this specific Ducati. A few spacers, which isn't going to be that massive of a deal really. I'll be able to get the sprocket in the right place, the rear sprocket, and also the brake disc. So that's not really going to be an issue for me. And all this is pretty much what we're left with. The engine. The bike in a way is built around the engine, and that's what I really love about it. So that's the engine, and this is the frame. Some carbs at the back there. Carbs are fine. Carbs just need a bit of an external clean. The inside of them are perfect. They've been on the Dynajet. They're fine. I'm not going to worry about those. But this is all I've got to do for this episode. I'll put the swing arm collar back in just to keep all those needle bearings safe. I don't want any needles to be falling out of there. It's just going to make my life a lot easier. There's no play in it whatsoever, so these are fine. There's no point in changing anything that doesn't need changing at this stage. The headstock bearings did have some play in them, so I do need to change those. But that's it. I guess the next stage for me now is to clean this engine, sandblast it, get rid of all that, paint it, polish up these intake boots, or pipes I should call these, they're more than just boots, and then just grinding all these unwanted tabs off this frame, finish off this rear section. I've got an idea of just slicing it a bit more, but I do need to just put a cross brace on there because I need something to hold this. At the moment there won't be anything to hold it. And that's it, all the other tabs are staying. A few bits to clean up off the side there, and that is it, all done. That can go off this week. And that is all for this episode anyway. What I have done is strip the entire bike down. Next week's video will be the painting of the engine. There'll be a few bits obviously left over that we can't do, such as the CNC cam belt covers and things like that, but we can leave those blank for now until I have those. We're making good headway, really good headway. I suspect in about 2 to 3 weeks that the bike will be coming back to shape, and then in that time, in the meanwhile, I can make a proper split mold ready for the carbon fibre. It's going to come on, then painting the bodywork, deciding what colour scheme and everything like that. I know what colours, but deciding what kind of paint scheme. But on top of that, whilst I've got the frame away at powder coats, I can also do the Myco 490 frame, which is in the back there, just over there, and then I can rebuild that again, and then also the Mongrel, the VFR 750 engine that's going in the CB 650 frame. I can actually make headway with that as well, so it's all happening, a lot going on. Not to mention some exciting news, some other exciting news that I'm kind of involved with. So if you like what you see, and if you want to find out what the news is and keep up to date with all these, then subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and also visit upholstery.com if you want to see any merchandise that you may want to buy. So until next Friday's episode, which will be the spray painting episode, have fun and I'll see you then. Yeah.